I'm not sure why, but over the past few months I've been getting a lot of content about PNGTubers in my feed. I took this as a sign to say goodbye to my old art persona and create my own cool PNGTuber. To do this, I use Speedpaint, Veadotube and OBS. With these tools, along with a lot of tutorials, I created a complete set for my YouTube videos, which includes a PNGTuber animated version with a transparent background, a background for my videos, an intro and an end card. If you're interested in how I created my new, definitely more detailed avatar, and how I managed to make it work on my slowly dying laptop, stay tuned! Oh, and at the end I will be also sharing some extra content including a logo and a new profile picture. So let's say goodbye to my old art persona. Hello peeps and welcome to my channel. My name is Nova, I'm a digital artist who loves to discuss art and share my thoughts on various topics. Today I'm excited to create a, in quotes, self-portrait that I believe is worthy sharing with you. Initially I just wanted to create a simple scribble character for my videos, but now I feel like it's time for something more detailed and professional, so I'm going to design a new one. Before we dive into that, I want to create a cute background for the character. Let's get started. I took a lot of inspiration from Twitch overlays I found on Pinterest, so I decided to create a blue, purplish cloud scene for the background. I'm absolutely in love with these colors, they are definitely my favorites. I know you could have guessed that. I used Canva to refine the background in the end, and it was incredibly helpful. However, I wanted to draw the clouds and the sky myself at first, and I think it turned out quite cute. I'm not the best at drawing backgrounds, so it took me a few hours, but I really enjoyed creating the clouds and embracing the painterly feeling of the process. Once I finished the painting part, I moved over to Canva. Unfortunately, I don't have a recording of the progress during that stage because my laptop is quite old and couldn't handle recording the screen. This is also why I always use the Speedpaint recordings from my program, which in this case is Speedpaint. In the past, I've been able to record my screen, and I hope to do so again in the future so I can show you how I organize my layers and other details. But I have to wait until I get a new PC. In Canva I've added little animations to my artwork such as blinking stars. I also followed some tutorials on YouTube, especially from Kirill. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but I will link him definitely in the description. As for the background, you can already see my new logo, but you'll have to wait until the end for the process of making it. I'm really happy with my cool new background and I hope you like it too! Let's dive into the fun part. First, I sketched my character in my sketchbook to visualize her outfit and new hairstyle. My hair has grown a bit longer since last year and I wanted to incorporate that into my art piece. Although I loved my short hair, I felt it was time for an update to match my current look. Originally, I planned for her to have 2 different outfits to choose from, but that felt like too much work, so for now I decided to focus on just one outfit. Perhaps I can create a second one in the future, but I'm very happy with this choice. Next, I considered the emotions I wanted to capture and how to combine them. My plan is to draw 4 poses, each with 2 different emotions for one pose. You'll see exactly what I mean by the end of this project. I've completed the first pose, which showcases my character's normal expression along with a slightly tense and nervous look. Stay tuned to see how she moves in the final reveal. Starting with the second pose. While this isn't the second piece I drew, I liked it a bit more in this order. I aimed for a very expressionist look, wanted to feel a bit over the top, and I think I achieved that very well. I tried not to be too perfectionistic, but it was challenging. I used fewer layers than I normally would, which required me to adjust my usual workflow. I attempted to simplify the process so I could replicate it for the other poses. And I have to admit, I struggled with that in the end. However, it turned out nicely. I tried to be okay with it. As someone who often spends hours on little details, drawing many poses of the same character in the same lighting can be very tricky. I have a lot of respect for webtoon artists and everyone who creates colored comics. It's hard work. This pose conveys an extremely happy and sparkly expression, and I also shaped it into a blushed expression in the end. I think it's very cute and captures how I feel perfectly. I am a very expressive person and I experience emotions intensely, so this reflects that well. Now we've got a little set Nova here. I wanted the silhouette to have a cramped look to convey that she is kind of hiding, along with an expression that captures a light-hearted kind of sadness. It's kind of hard to describe, but I made both a serious version and a slightly less serious one. I don't have much else to say about this pose since I got into the groove while creating it, and it all came together quite easily. Last but not least, I need to create a cheeky and mad version of the Sona. I really liked her pose with the crossed arms, and I love how versatile she is for different scenarios. It's so much fun, however, I struggled the most with this one. If you noticed any inconsistencies, just ignore them for now. I might fix them in the future, but it's okay for the moment. It took me a long time to complete all of the versions and I had to correct them repeatedly because I kept forgetting little details. Nevertheless, I feel like I've learned a lot through the process. I believe that when I create more PNGTubers, it will be even more easier because I know exactly what I need to do. Okay, now that we've drawn all of the versions, I want to make them move while I speak. I use the Veadotube program along with OBS. If you'd like a more detailed explanation of what I'm about to share, I can recommend some tutorials that were incredibly helpful for me. I want to give a special shout out to one creator in particular. She did an amazing job. I followed her tutorial to make the background of the PNGTUBER transparent both in the recording and in the exported file. Her name is Pandoramonium and a VTuber. I'm not quite sure if I pronounced that again perfectly and correctly, but I am very, very thankful to her, so thank you. But before we go over to OBS, we start looking at Veadotube. When you open the Veadotube program, which by the way is free to use, you see the initial interface. On the right side, you can find the default reindeer character that comes with the program. Here you can adjust your character. To make it move while you speak, you need 4 images of your character. One with open eyes and a closed mouth, one with open eyes and an open mouth, and the same 2 versions with closed eyes. Keep in mind, it's important to export your character from your drawing program as a PNG without a background, so that your PNGTuber can move independently without interfering with the background. After you import your character into Veadotube, you already see how it moves. Next, you want to edit the effects on your character. You have various options here. You can adjust the sensitivity of your microphone and set the cooldown phase for the movements. Once you've done that, you can select an image for your background on the left side. Or you can make it transparent, which is crucial for the OBS recording. Alternatively, you can use a background color like green if you're planning to use a green screen to remove the background. When you're finished, you can find the avatar settings where you can save your character. And that's what I've done with all the different versions of my PNGTuber. After setting everything up in our PNGTuber program, we move over to OBS. This is where we will record our PNGTuber. I want to clarify that I will not be streaming with this character. I will only use it for videos because I feel like that streaming would be very awkward for me and I would stumble over my words. I've searched intensively on YouTube for tutorials on how to move my PNGTuber around on the screen without interfering with the background. I found one tutorial that was particularly helpful, that I mentioned before. In it, the creator explained how she set up her OBS to record. However, when I tried it for the first time, it didn't work because my laptop couldn't handle it. I had to tinker with the settings and I called my brother for advice since he has a bit more experience with OBS. I followed her tutorial closely and transferred the settings into my program just as she had done. To prevent my PC from struggling during recordings, I lowered the graphics and frame rate. It took me nearly a week to get the setup to a point where I could record with decent quality. While I'm not overly happy with the outcome, it is worth it for now. Keep in mind that the files created will be quite large. Now I have a character that is animated and I can use her in all my videos. I can move her around, zoom in and zoom out. It's pretty amazing. A big thank you to that tutorial and I hope this information is helpful for you too because, as I mentioned, there weren't many tutorials available for this specific situation. Before we bring everything together, I want to share some extra content I've created. I updated my profile picture to showcase the new character design for my art persona. This version is inspired by the second outfit I envisioned for her. I took my old drawing and reworked it a bit by drawing over it to give it a fresher look. Additionally, I created my own logo and I'm quite happy with it. While it isn't perfect, I think it fits in well with everything else in this video. I wanted it as a part of my overlay and after watching a tutorial, I will link it, I thought it would be cute to have my own logo. I definitely recommend doing that. I use Clip Studio Paint for the main design and for some minor things and touch-ups I utilize PixArt. It's finally time. Now let's welcome my new look for these videos. I made a little intro using Canva by combining some presets with my background. I did the same for my end card, which you will see at the end of this video. Putting this all together felt like a lengthy process. It took me about a month. And although I aimed to finish it quicker, it just wasn't possible. The most frustration came from the technical aspects, particularly with OBS and trying to make everything work on my old laptop. I love my laptop, it's been with me for about 10 years. It's kind of amazing that it still functions, even if it's not perfect and has several issues. Nevertheless, I'm grateful it's still kicking, allowing me to bring my visions to life. I hope this inspires you to create your own PNGTuber. You can easily do it with little to no cost. Most of the investment is just your time. You might need to pay for a drawing program, but I'm sure there are free options available too. For instance, Veadotube and OBS are free to use, which surprised me when I found out. I highly recommend giving it a try. Now that I understand how it all works, I'm inspired to create more PNGTubers in the future. Let me know what you think. Have you tried making one yourself, or do you already have one? I'm definitely open to tips and tricks. With everything done now, I hope you enjoyed the video and that I was able to share my thoughts and feelings from this process with you. I look forward to greet you again soon. And if this video was in any way helpful for you or you just enjoyed it, please consider like and subscribe. Sending you all my love and best wishes. Have a wonderful day or night, depending on what time is it for you. See you again soon. Goodbye!